I'm really amazed by what you did here. It's really impressive that you did this show for this long and it kept it this good for this long. Wow. And you stayed with the world's events and you were a voice of reason and you were funny. It's really like one of the great comedy accomplishments of all time that you did.
Very nice. Congratulations. Here's the thing. I will almost always uncomfortably deflate.
Yeah.
But when it's somebody that I love, that I respect, who says it, it means the world. So thank you.
Before he became the news voice of a generation, Jon Stewart was a stand-up comic who made a talk show work on MTV, second only in network ratings to Beavis and Butthead, had a short-lived show called Where's Elvis This Week for the BBC, and then caught the eye of David Letterman as someone to watch. Since 1999, we've all been watching as Stewart changed the face of television news, made politics something a younger generation cared about, and made stodgy news shows understand this was as much about entertainment as it was about facts. The Daily Show ends its run this week, but he and it will go down in broadcast history as trendsetters. Like it or not. All right, let's go ahead. Welcome into the Hardline. Former writer for The Tonight Show. He is someone who knows all about what it takes to go ahead and make somebody laugh. He's a former writer for the show with Jay Leno, also author of Monologue, What Makes America Laugh Before Bed. Jonathan Macks joins us. Jonathan, thanks for being here. And look, can we just start out by saying that, first of all, this was lightning in a bottle that likely won't happen again. And second of all, what was just said in that clip, this was a comedy show. This wasn't a news show. This was comedy that happened to become news. Yes?
Absolutely. On the first part, you can't ever plan what's going to happen like that. Shows you think are brilliant, you know, when you put them together, end up not working. Other shows that you think, well, who knows where this will go, end up being brilliant. When Jon took over the show, when he took over The Daily Show, he made it his own. He made that, from what Craig Kilburn had done, a show that was must-watch. And secondly, yes, he's a comic. And what comics are is they're tellers of truth. Sure, they use a mirror to bend it a little bit, but they're truth tellers. And that's what I think made him so powerful, is that people understood that he was getting to the heart of what people wanted to hear.
All right, now here's something from Michael Dougherty, a political writer for The Week as well. He's the founder of baseball newsletter The Slurve, as a matter of fact. The article was called Adios Sucker, a conservative bids a mostly fond adieu to Jon Stewart. And it basically says if The Daily Show had any effect on our political culture, it was probably to the benefit of conservatives, because in its absence, many young liberals might have confronted the Bush years and engaged in actual political projects like the campus left out of the 1960s. But the show encouraged its viewers in the comforting belief that being clever was enough. Did he catch it there?
I would argue that the 2008 Obama election would prove that he perhaps is wrong on that. I think what Jon did is, you know, again, I don't think that anyone who's watching TV is going to say, well, I like what he's going to do, but I'm not going to go out and work. I think people are active, people are not. I think what Jon did, and this is so interesting to me, is he spoke to that narrowing middle in a lot of ways. Yes, he spoke to the left, but he also was the voice of reason. He did what Edward R. Murrow did. He did what Cronkite did. He spoke. Wait a minute, you just said something very interesting. You just put Jon Stewart in the same breath as Edward R. Murrow and Walter Cronkite. Now, isn't that going a little bit too far? Because Jon was not down the line. Yes, he was much more liberal. I agree with you 100%. He was not down the line, but I'm talking about people want to see the truth on the news. People know when they're watching. He exposed hypocrisy. He exposed those who were liars. And whether he took on a Jim Cramer, whether he took on Crossfire, I think he exposed those who I believe were hypocritical. And to me, again, I'm not saying that I perhaps overspoke a little. Let's not put him on the Mount Rushmore with Cronkite and with Edward R. Murrow. But the idea is that he was willing to take a chance and
No, I will agree with you there. He made people listen. He made them watch. But now we're stuck with about a minute left. We have the articles that say Jon Stewart made us a lot smarter. Jon Stewart made us a lot dumber. Which one do you side with?
Oh, I think that he made us a lot more aware. I think that in that case, what Jon did is he said, look at this. Don't believe everything you see in the news. And he did it from the comics perspective. And to me, again, that always gets back to the one thing, Ed. He looked at the truth. He looked at what was the heart of the issue, and he brought it. Whether you agree with him or disagreed, I think he had a huge impact.
Do you think anybody will not necessarily copy this, but they'll absolutely try? But do you think anybody will come as close to being the generational marker as he was?
Not with this generation. I say we should check back in about 20 years. Or in about 10 years, I think we'll have a better idea. But I think anyone who tries to copy him, to follow in his footsteps, is going to come up way short.
No, they're going to fail very badly here because, hey, love him, hate him, whatever. The guy made a mark, and a lot of shows are trying to copy it. They will never quite get there. I want to remind everybody the book is called Monologue, What Makes America Laugh Before Bed. A lot of times it was Jon Stewart, but Jonathan Macks has been there before. He knows exactly how this all works. Pick up a copy of the book. You'll learn a whole lot more about late-night TV. John, always a pleasure to talk to you. Thanks so much for joining us. Enjoy the show.
You got it. Thanks, Ed.
All right, take care. You don't have to love him, but Stewart made a difference, all right? So will we. We'll continue right here on the fastest 60 Minutes in News.